And good evening, guys. How are you tonight? Um, we got Mickey John Bow. He'll be joining us in a minute. I hope everybody is well and you're enjoying my show so far. It's been really busy day today getting everything sorted out and everything, but we're here and I hope you're enjoying it. Anyway, let's have a bit of music while we wait. Um, if we can. We're just waiting for our guest, and we'll be right there.
I laugh, but it's an act. No tears, hold them back. I hide the scars. I'm trying hard to keep a secret. Convinced I'll be alright. Think of you, I feel tonight. You may be gone, I don't let on. I keep it a secret. I had you, but I lost you. If my heart finds out it's over, will it stop and never beat again? If my heart finds out it's over, will it cry to me to stop the pain? And if I admit I made a big mistake, will it break? If my heart finds out it's over. Wish I could disappear. I close my eyes when I look in the mirror. Can't stand to see what it's doing to me, so I keep it a secret. I had you, but I lost you. If my heart finds out it's over, will it stop and never beat again? If my heart finds out it's over, will it cry to me to stop the pain? And if I admit I made a big mistake, will it break? If my heart finds out it's over. I broke the news to myself and I really took it well. But there's a part of me I'm still too scared to tell. If my heart finds out it's over, will it stop and never beat again? If my heart finds out it's over, will it cry to me to stop the pain? And if I admit I made a big mistake, will it break? If my heart finds out it's over. It's over.
Good evening, all. And that was Eleanor Springsteak. And that was Eleanor Springsteak Good evening, Mr. Mickey. How are you?
Fine, Steve, and you?
I haven't seen Mickey for a long time.
No, nice to see you, Steve.
Yeah, what you're drinking your nice Coke there or whatever you got on your coffee. I'm going to play this song of yours.
Excellent. Which one is this you're playing?
I'm going to play the. Oh, hang on for a second. Hang on for a second. I'm going to play the big day.
Oh, a day in December.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
It's the
it's a song about someone who's lost someone, and they realize on Christmas Day how much they're missing them. You know.
yeah, it's really good. Yeah. Hang on for a second. Just gotta. Here we go.
Oh no, this is the office Christmas party.
Baby, mind your P's and Q's. Worried about the aftermath of drinking too much booze. The CEO, the salmon scare, the cleaner, and the reps. Suddenly we're all the same when everyone is wrecked. The girls in accounts drunk too many glasses. They think called photocopy in the chassis. Tomorrow morning, an internet sensation. The girls' pride and joy displayed to all the nation. Watching the boss throwing shades, standing dancing with the redneck from the cafe. I think that he's romancing his wife with a slim line, tonics not amused. I have a dreadful feeling he'll be the one accused. The DJ plays the cat band, we're sitting on the floor. And when the song is over, we all shout for more. The mistletoe is held and nothing on the kisses start. Let's hope tomorrow doesn't bring a bunch of broken hearts. To the office Christmas party, drink blue fun. We're off to the office Christmas party. The office Christmas party just begun. The beer is flowing freely and we're letting down our hair. There'll be consequences, but we're really unaware of what might be tomorrow in the cold light of day. It will be on social media and we'll be made to pay. We're off to the office Christmas party. Drink blue fun. We're off to the office Christmas party. The office Christmas party just begun. We're off to the office Christmas party. Drink blue fun. We're off to the office Christmas party. The office Christmas party just begun. We're off to the office Christmas party. Drink blue fun. We're off to the office Christmas party. The office Christmas party just begun. Hey, turn that music down, everybody. Listen to this. Why did this skeleton go to the office party? He had nobody to go with. What did Santa do when he went speed dating? He pulled a cracker. What does Santa do when his elves misbehave? He gives them the sack. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Oh, that
Did you
is
like that,
lovely.
Steve?
Oh, it's brilliant. Really good. Really
As you
good.
can see,
What was
that's
the
the
i-
office Christmas party.
What was the idea for that then?
Well, all the things that can happen at the office Christmas party when they've had too much to drink, and
All right.
all the facts that they're ashamed about it next day in the office, and now there's social media. Of course, they're going to get mentioned on there for all the things they've done. You know.
Did you have any? Did you
Just
have
thought it
any?
was a good idea for a song, and we made the video, and people have liked it in the past. Of course, it'll be out again at Christmas, so Hopefully,
Yeah.
people will watch it and maybe ask for it on the radio.
Number one, eh?
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Number one. You never know. There have been some weird songs on there, innit?
Stranger things happen, didn't they?
Yes. Before we start my interview, it's a shame about Bobby Ball. What do you
Oh,
think?
terrible! I was doing a week at Savos in Usk in South Wales. I was doing a
Yeah.
week there with Freddie Starr,
Yeah.
and on the Thursday night, unannounced, Bobby Ball turned up. He jumped up on the stage, and him and Freddie Starr were doing some banter, and they were singing together and doing some rock and roll. And Freddie Starr had a good voice, but Bobby Ball was out singing him. You know, he was absolutely fantastic. You know, absolutely brilliant. They had the place in stitches, and Freddie Starr. All the week he felt like he couldn't really sort of be bothered, but on the Thursday when Bobby Ball turned up, he was like on his A game. He was really absolutely brilliant, and that must, for the people that was there watching it that night, it must have been an absolutely fantastic show. But that's the
Mm.
only time I met Bobby Ball, and that was either 1989 or 1990. So we're talking 30 years ago. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Unbelievable. But
Do you
I'm
know what?
very sad that he's died. I mean, when I saw that today, it brought tears to my eyes because, you know, he's been on the TV so much, he almost feels like a family friend, doesn't he? You know, that's how
Yeah.
I felt. So he
Well,
lost someone.
I'm a Christian person, and he's a Christian too. And
Yeah.
I didn't know. I don't know if you knew that. And he was going to come on my program on Christmas Eve. I had him
Oh
booked in for
dear.
Christmas Eve, and yeah, and
Yeah.
we've been talking. We've met a few times, and I was just shocked. I was just shocked.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. He
Anyway,
always seemed a very nice person. You know.
past, it's all these nice, good entertainers are all going now.
Yeah, because we've lost Joe Longthorne and Freddie Starr and lots of good people, and they're, you know, we're all getting to that age, unfortunately. You know.
Well, you've got a long time yet. Anyway, let's get back to the office Christmas party. So, where was that filmed to then?
We filmed it at a pub called the New Inn at Kew Stoke, because that's where the recording studio is there. 13 Music Productions.
Oh, that's in
And
Western Supermare, isn't it?
that's right. Ken
Yeah.
Lintern, who owns that, we wrote the song along with a fellow called Jason and myself, all three of us, and we did the video. There's only about 15 people in that video, but they made such a great job of it, and the people there that turned up to do it, they really got into it, and the video is very, very successful for the amount of money that we spent on it. You know, like it's a very small budget video, really, up to what people spend on videos. They spend like thousands and thousands, don't they? You know.
Yeah,
So
did you have to pay for the extras and stuff, or they just came and you gave them a drink or two?
yeah, most of them came and just did it for some drinks, and we laid on some food, and a
Yeah.
few that came a long way. I paid them their petrol, you know, for coming, you know. So lots of friends, like Daniel Dean on there, the magician, and a girl from Torquay called Rhiannon. She's got a great voice. She's in an ABBA tribute group, but she's a lovely girl and a great singer too. And she really did it as a favour to us. And her boyfriend, who's a sax player, he's the one that played the fellow with the tie around his head. He was absolutely fantastic. Brilliant, he was. You'd have thought he was drunk, but he wasn't. He was just acting.
Have you ever been at any Christmas parties yourself?
What? Yeah, I've played at many of them. You know, you get all sorts. You know, they can be for a comic. They can be a nightmare because everybody's drunk, but you, as a comic, you learn to sort of bounce off of people and always come out on top. You know, hopefully.
Yeah. I don't know. So have you been to any office Christmas parties where where it's been like that? Really, have you?
Not quite as bad as that. No. That's the exaggerated version.
What's the good version then? Or you're not going to tell me?
Oh no, no, don't think about that.
Mrs. Bow, just argue yourself away for a while.
But
Yeah,
we've
yeah,
also done another song, as I say, that one's
yeah,
coming out in a week's time. When you get ready
yeah.
to playing that in a minute, that's called a Day in December, and that's
Now,
about
can I just say something about that? For
yeah.
some reason, that is not letting me play it,
All right,
right? But what I'm going to do is, I've got a website now for my channel,
yeah.
and what I'm going to do, I'm going to find out why it's not playing, and I will definitely play it for you on my channel. I will send you the link.
Yeah, that's lovely, Steve. Yeah,
Yeah, all right. I'm so
yeah.
sorry about
No,
that.
no problem.
I did try. You know what I'm like. I would.
Yeah.
It's
Have you
just
got any of my other songs on there? Have
yeah,
you got
yeah.
Super Rooster on there?
Yeah, I'm going to do all that for you. I'm going to do all that for you. Many people don't realise who you are. So talk about yourself. Talk about what you do. Because I got around
Well,
about. All right.
yeah. My name's Mickey John Ball. I'm a singer comedian from Bristol. I've been professional for about 40 years. I've traveled the country doing maybe 7 nights a week for years and years, and even up to when it will finished in March. I was still working about 4 nights a week, and of course I haven't worked since. I did a job at Pontins last week, and that's about the only thing I've done for 6 or 7 months. So that was quite daunting, really, to do it again for the first time, trying to remember everything. But yeah, so I've been basically traveling the country, doing about 1,000 miles a week or more, and working in clubs, holiday parks, hotels, and I've supported some big name stars over the years, people like the Supremes, Freddie Starr. Uh, who else was it? Nearly all the '60s bands, nearly every '60s band you can think of. Tom O'Connor, Frank Carson, people like that, Stan Boardman. So lots of different people that I've met over the years. I've worked with the American singer Jack Jones as well. I did a one nighter with him, and so
What was that
so
like? What was that like with Jack Jones?
well, marvelous. I mean, he's a great singer, but the comics usually don't go very well when he's on because they usually
Yeah.
come just to watch Jack Jones. But I managed to capture him, and I was really sort of going well with him. And he wasn't used to that happening, you know what I mean? So it was quite
Yeah.
funny because I know he said to my roadie, "How long is this guy doing?"
Look, listen, we're going through uncertain times at the moment, as you know. And a while back, you played a song which really touched my heart, and I'm going to play it now. Well, let everybody watch it. It's called Lockdown.
Great.
This is lockdown for younger. This is lockdown. It's understood that you're doing it to stay alive. So in the end, you will survive. This is lockdown for younger. This is lockdown. It's understood that you're doing it to stay alive. So in the end, you will survive. To stay alive. To stay alive. To stay alive. To stay alive. You stay alive.
What was the idea from that song then?
Well, just to write about how everyone was feeling. There, you missed out the first two verses. They explain everything about the song, but that was the thing, really, just explaining how everyone feels, waiting
Oh,
inside,
sorry about
looking through their window, uncertain, and looking at the TV, and just keep getting bad news, and just looking for the day that you can go back to being yourself again. I think
that.
we're maybe heading for another lockdown now. It just seems as though things aren't really improving.
Yeah.
So I think we're still in uncertain times, but that song did get a lot of publicity, and at one time it was being played in 80 different countries,
Yeah, yeah,
all over
yeah,
the world,
yeah.
so we were quite pleased with that, for just a little label here from in the West Country, Western Supermare, and
Now there was another song that touched me too, and that is when you lose someone, you know,
oh yes, yeah,
right? And that really hit me, so I'm gonna play that one.
oh lovely.
Words can be spoken when you lose someone you love. Your heart will be broken when you lose someone you love. We kept our distance, our eyes were filled with pain. You had no arms to hold you, even though it was in vain. We feel so empty when you lose someone you love. We have our memories when you lose someone you love. An autumn sky, a rainbow, a grown man will cry. Life's a grain of sand, no chance to say goodbye.
So, can you give me some tissue in that?
Nothing will be the same when you lose someone you love. We know it was in vain when you lose someone you love. The angels were full of caring. Will the silence never end? We fought the thing together. You were my hero, you were my life, you were my friend.
Oh, that's a lovely song.
Very emotional, the words, aren't they? Very emotional, aren't they?
I'm sorry, but I was in tears.
Oh,
Um, you've got to excuse me for a sec. I'm not usually like this. Sorry.
oh, sorry about that, Steve.
No, it's alright. It's a lovely song. Yeah. So every time I kind of like listen to it, I think about my mum who died, but also think about my dad because he's going through Alzheimer's disease,
Right,
and
yeah,
dementia, and
yeah.
and it just really touches. That song really touches me.
Yeah, yeah. It is about losing someone in this situation, in the COVID situation. That's why it says we kept our distance, and our
Yeah,
eyes were full of pain.
yeah, it's really sad, and that is really, really, how that song was made. It was really good,
Yeah,
really good. Yeah.
yeah. I must admit that the words moved me when they just did. When I was recording it, I was crying. When I
Yeah,
recorded it, it's
yeah.
an emotional song, and they've been playing it a lot on a radio station in Tenerife.
All right. Okay.
And the lady there sent me an email yesterday and said that's been going out on the mainland in Spain, and the lady who runs the station there in Spain has asked her to send it to her so they can play it as well, because it
Yeah.
affected her in the same way.
Yeah. More it gets played out, the better, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very sad song, but it's got nice words, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. It's lovely.
Words
Yeah.
that everyone's feeling. It's very difficult subject, really, and
Yeah. It does. Yeah. Yeah. It's really.
but
It
it
just.
was recorded with the best of intentions.
Yeah. Yeah. How long did that record then take to record?
Well, best part of an evening, really. Best part of an evening,
All right. Okay.
because Ken, he did all the music, and I just went there and put the vocal on it.
Okay. Okay. I'll tell you what. Let's have a cheer up with Super Rooster, shall we?
Yeah, brighten things up a bit.
Yeah.
I'll tell you afterward. I'm doing a new song as well. That's also a brighter subject as well. But
Okay.
we haven't
Yeah.
finished that one yet, so I can't let you hear it.
No. No. It's okay.
You'll be the first to hear it, Steve, when I do get it.
Okay.
Now it's Super Rooster. He was just a normal bird, of which you never heard, till the thunder wrecked the stayed down on the farm. But when he heard him crow, he said, "I'll have you know, I think that I can make that bird a star. I think that I can make that bird a star." Is it a scream? No. Is it a siren? No. It's Super Rooster. Super Rooster, Super Rooster, left the farm for good, went to Hollywood. Super Rooster, Super Rooster, there's never been one as loud as that before, that's for sure. There's never been one as loud as that before. So they put him on the screen, that's how he made the scene. They even let him have a private vet. They paid his shooting dues and let him start the news. And that's how he became a superstar. And that's how he became a superstar. Is it a jet? No. Is it a rocket? No. It's Super Rooster. Super Rooster, Super Rooster, left the farm for good, went to Hollywood. Super Rooster, Super Rooster, there's never been one as loud as that before, that's for sure. There's never been one as loud as that before. He gets famine every day, and lots of pay. What he got before was only chicken feed. It wouldn't do him harm to go back on the farm, but he'd rather stay and be a superstar. He'd rather stay and be a superstar. Is it a blast? No. Is it a whistle? No. It's Super Rooster. Super Rooster. Super Rooster. Left the farm for good, went to Hollywood. Super Rooster. Super Rooster. There's never been one as loud as that before, that's for sure. There's never been one as loud as that before. And now, the Academy Award winner for Best Actor of the Year, and the winner is Super Rooster! Super Rooster, Super Rooster, left the farm for good, went to Hollywood. Super Rooster, Super Rooster, there's never been one as loud as that before, that's for sure. There's never been one as loud as that before. Super Rooster, Super Rooster, left the farm for good. Went to Hollywood. Super Rooster, Super Rooster. There's never been one as loud as that before, that's for sure. There's never been one as loud as that before.
There you go, Super Rooster.
Yeah. If anybody's watching this, they'll see me. We're working with Super Rooster. Message us. You know, I'd like to talk to you. You know, if you've ever seen us live anywhere, been doing it in holiday camps and that for years. It'd be nice to talk to someone who's actually seen us. I mean, there's people that write to me on my Facebook saying they can remember watching me when they were children. They've grown up now, and they bring their children to see me. So it's really great that way. You get some to be friendly with some very nice people that you didn't even know, you know, before they messaged you. So
That's it. It's just about memories, isn't it? What's been happening?
Yeah.
You got a lot of memories. How about this? Sorry about this song that I can't upload at the moment, but can you tell me a bit about it?
Yeah, that's called a Day in December. Once again, it's quite a sad song. It's about a person who's obviously lost someone. It could actually mean someone who's just split up with someone, you know. But it's what on that day in this. It says on that day in December. It means there's an empty place at the table, and that really makes them think, you know. And there's one less voice in their song, and there's one less place at the table, and that's the sort of premise of the song, really, that people realize on that day, and all they remember about them is they still got their voice in their head, you know. And that is what, you know, it's just the sadness of missing someone, really, and on that day in December. And that's what it's like. A Christmas record, but it's not like your everyday sort of Christmas record that mentions mistletoe and wine and that sort of thing. It's a slightly different one, really, with a bit of a different sort of message to it. But people that have heard it quite like it, and it started getting plays for this first time yesterday on the radio, actually. So we're just starting to get some plays with it, you know, heading up towards Christmas. But it's not strictly a Christmas song. It could be played at any time of the year, really. But it just mentions on that day in December, in it, you know. But it doesn't sort of sing Happy Christmas or you know, we're going to the office Christmas party or something like that, you know.
I laugh it came number one, oh.
Well, you would never, you know, you can never tell, really. I mean, it'd be a nice surprise if it did, obviously, you know. It'd be very nice, you know.
You'll make another. You said to me about another song.
Yeah, we're doing one at the moment. It's a reggae song called "The Promised Land." It's really upbeat, and it's all about being in love. You know, meeting the woman that is the love of his life. It says the chorus is making love with you, making love with you. You're so good for me, no matter what you do. So glad to have you in my life. So take me by the hand to the promised land. It's so great to be in love with you. That's the chorus, you know. And it's got a really good tune to it. It's really sort of upbeat. Well, people that have heard it so far, we haven't finished it yet. We've only done the demo for it, and but some people think it's probably one of the best songs we've done. You know, so I've written that one myself, so I'm quite pleased with it.
Okay, let's have it, and we'll share it for us. Yeah.
As soon as it's finished, I'll send you it.
Yeah, and we'll have you back on talking about that again.
Yeah, lovely.
I love you coming back on because you know you come out and you just tell us all what you've been up to because there's always something with you, isn't it?
Yeah, there's always something. That's true.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? You know, if I can't understand that you're staying at home and all of a sudden you can record all this.
Yeah, well, that's what's kept us going really through this time. Yeah. Just you know, writing some new songs and doing them because I haven't been able to go out and do any live shows. As I said, did one at Pontins last week. That was the first one for months, you know.
Yeah. How'd you get on? How'd you get on?
Yeah, it was great. You know, I really enjoyed it, but I was very apprehensive because you'll find that after 7 months, you know, when you're telling jokes and things, you're hoping that you're going to remember them. You know what I mean? and kayaks are variation of a lot of things, and it's quite complicated, really. And there you just give them your disc, and they stop and start it for you. And so you have to do all the links in between and do all the jokes in between, and so you couldn't afford to think, well, miss something out, because they're queued up to put the next one on anyway, so you have to make sure you get it right. But it went very well. I was very pleased,
Where was that to then? Was it near you?
Pontins at Sand Bay,
Oh,
which
I
is
love Sam Bay.
that's down near
Yeah.
Bristol once again,
Yeah, Currystoke, isn't it? Near Currystoke
So,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, we go there 3 times a year, me and my wife.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You haven't been unlucky enough to catch me yet, then? Not yet.
Not yet, but I will do.
Yeah. You normally
Yeah.
work on the floor there when you're there as a cabaret act, but because of this, they have all the tables all spread out and they're on the dance floor, and they haven't had a band on during all this time. They just do the bingo, and then they put the cabaret act on it at 9:15, and you finish at 9:30 on the dot, because they had to make sure that I finished at 9:30 because I'm terrible for overrunning anyway, But
Yeah, well,
so,
yeah.
so they
Oh, that's a shame that I missed you. You back up here again soon, are you?
yeah, it all being well, I'm going to be there in February again.
All right, okay.
Yeah, but I've got some dates at the other Pontins, but who knows if they'll be on yet? You just can't tell,
No.
because I've had lots of work cancelled. Obviously, as we've gone through, everything's been cancelled because not many clubs can let many people in. Some aren't open at all. So Warner's was open until last week, and apparently they're cancelling their entertainment now. And
It's a shame, isn't it?
it is.
Yeah. I've got some questions here on my email. How long have you been doing your comedian act?
Well, I quite a long time, because I've been in bands since 1960, and a load of Bristol bands, and I was resident at the top rank with their big band from 72 to 74. In that band there was Lee Sheridan from Brotherhood of Man. He was in our band, and he left to join Brotherhood of Man, and 2 years later they had Save Your Kisses for Me, and then we left the top rank, and I was still doing bits of comedy, and I used to compare things down at the top rank. But when we went on the road, we started putting more comedy in, and then another fella joined us. Well, there's a comedy band in Bristol called Shapes and Sizes, and they wanted me to join them as their front man. And but what happened in the end was their drummer Wally, who did a lot of the comedy, he ended up joining us. And so instead of playing drums, because we already had a drummer, he played the congas with us and played the saxophone. But he's a very funny chap, Wally Watkins, his name was, and we were called the Best of British. And,
All right.
Yeah, they're a very popular group in the West Country, and they packed up about 5 years ago. But I left them in 1983 to go solo and do it on my own, So I've been doing it since '83 on my own. I went with another band from Bristol called Harmony in Motion, and just while I sorted out what I could do on my own, and then I had some backing tracks made, and then because I was going to travel a lot more than they wanted to, so I've been doing it on my own ever since. Funny enough, some of the lads in that band, they're in a group called Revival, and up until the end of last year and the beginning of this year, we were rehearsing together to put on a show together. They were going to do their bit, and I was going to do like an hour in the middle. But instead of using my backing tracks, I was going to use the live band. But,
all right.
Because of all this happening, we haven't actually done any shows, but we were rehearsing it. It looked very promising, and it was very enjoyable to actually be working with a live band again. So, but of course that's not happened.
Ray said, "Who's the most famous person that you ever met?"
Diana Ross, I suppose, working with the Supremes.
Gosh.
Yeah. Like I said, most of the sort of famous comedians from this country that I've worked with, Mike Reed,
Yeah.
You name most of the comedians Keith Harris and Roger DeCourcy, all the people that were sort of big in the 80s and 90s, I suppose, really.
Have you ever, what was it? What was it say? Oh, have you ever worked with Les Dawson?
Not Les Dawson. I've seen him many times, but never worked with Les Dawson. No,
No.
I like him very, very much. So I thought he was a great comic.
Mm.
Really enjoyed it.
There are some comedians out. This is from Philip. There are some comedians out there, but a few are not very good. What do you think about Roy Chubby Brown?
Well, I think he's great for his audience. He's one of those people that you either like or you don't. It just depends whether you like blue humor. I think he's a very clever person, but he's working to his own audience. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but you can't deny that he is a very, very clever chap. And when
Yeah,
I've seen him, he always puts on a very good show. He's very versatile. He plays the piano, plays the drums, and makes all his own material up. So you can't knock him. He's constantly always inventing new material.
yeah, yeah.
So so I wouldn't knock him. I actually worked with him in 1980. When was it? 1975 it was, and we were at the Yate Entertainment Centre, and he was in a duo then called Alcock and Brown, and he played the drums, but he had the flying helmet on and the patch suit, and he was playing the drums and still doing gags and that, And our band, we'd not long left the top rank then, and he said to me in the dressing room, "Oh," he said, that Johnny Nash song you sung," he said, "you sung that just like the record." That's the only thing I ever remember about him saying, because we used to work there most weeks at the entertainment centre when we left the top rank, and every week you'd work with. They used to have a lot of people from the northeast as a cabaret, and Chubby Brown came with Alcock and Brown. I also remember a very famous comedian from the north. He's not a household name. If you ever used to watch Emmerdale, there always used to be a chap in the bar wearing a Newcastle scarf in the corner of the bar.
All right.
His name was Johnny Hammond, but he's a comic from the northeast. We worked with him there, and he told us he was working a club in the northeast, and somebody threw a bottle at him, but instead of hitting him, it hit a bloke in the front row, and all the chap did, he stood up and shouted, "Hit me again!" I could still hear him.
All the legends. It says here, Tony from Ipswich says, he says, all the legends are dying away. There was one legend who I saw a few weeks ago, and that was Jimmy Cricket.
Oh,
What
Jimmy
a legend!
Cricket, lovely fella. Yeah, I've worked with Jimmy, and he
Yeah,
is a perfect gentleman and an absolutely great person to work with, and he's very down to earth. Everybody will tell you that he's a lovely fella. He is. He really is, and he's so funny as well and so clean. He never uses any bad language, and superb. Really is superb.
yeah,
Love him. I love
yeah,
him as a person too.
yeah, yeah.
He's so humble. He's got no edge to him whatsoever.
Also, we got here. Is your wife in the entertainment business, Mickey?
No, she's had to put up with me for all those years. Me and my wife, we've been married 55 years. That's a long time, isn't it? But so all the time we've been courting and then married. I've always been in
Courting.
yeah, before, that's an old word, isn't it? You don't say that nowadays.
No,
Just
no.
showing me age there. And
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
so she's been with me all that time. She used to travel around with me all the time, but she's not so keen on traveling with me now. I remember because a couple of years back, I did a couple of seasons in Blackpool, and
Yeah.
driving home from there used to be a nightmare. And we used to get to the McDonald's, the services in Stafford, and she used to laugh at me because I would get out the van to go in and get us our McDonald's, and I could hardly walk, and it used to make her really laugh to think that that only like an hour and a half before, I was jumping about on the stage and doing somersaults, and then at 3 o'clock in the morning, I can hardly walk, moving like a pensioner. That always used to make her laugh, But we used to
Uh,
go into services in that McDonald's every Friday night, and because I didn't have to ask for what I wanted. They used to say, "Oh, the usual," and they used to put it up for us,
that's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wendy says, have you ever worked on the pier in Blackpool?
I,
If you did, I'm sure I saw you once when you were what, is it Carson?
Frank Carson, yeah, I have
Yeah,
done the North Pier, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Frank Carson's a lovely fellow as well. Do you know the thing about Frank Carson? He told me that his wife had to sellotape 2 pages of his diary together so she could get a holiday. So he couldn't take any bookings. So 2 pages of the diary she used to sellotape together so he wouldn't take any work because he just used to take, booking after booking. We worked with him once when I was still with the band, and we worked with him in a club in Bristol, and he was worried at the end of the night that he couldn't find his suitcase, and he hadn't been home for about a fortnight. And this suitcase he said, was quite important. We could see it was when he opened it up. It was full of money. it was packed with money from top to bottom. I never seen so much. The only time I've seen more money than that was when I was working with Chubby Brown at Sabbath's, and he was selling his merchandise, his tapes and his DVDs, and they had a beer barrel, and it was a huge beer barrel, and that was full from bottom to top with £5 notes, £10 notes, and £20 notes. I never seen so much money in cash in all my life. He must have sold more DVDs and CDs than anybody I've ever seen or worked with.
Gosh.
I did work with the Grumbleweeds one. They sold a lot of DVDs in one night as well. When I worked with them, they were very good too.
Have you ever worked with the Wurzels?
Well, yeah. Well, I used to be in a group with Pete Budd, because Pete Budd's a singer with the Wurzels.
Yeah.
And I used to be in a group from 65 to 67. I was in his group, which was called Pete Budd and the Rebels, and they were an established Bristol band. They were like the top band in Bristol. I was in a group which I started out with called Mel Taylor and the Treckerbeats. Well, he came to watch us one night at the Rovers Club in Bristol, and on a Thursday night, and he said he said that we'd like you to join us. He said, if you'd like to. He said, but are these your mates? I said, yeah, they are my friends, and I don't really want to leave. He said, well, we'd love you. He said, because you've got that ability to sort of entertain, and you're quite versatile with your voice as well. So I didn't do anything about it then. But 6 months later, the group packed up, so I was on the phone to him, and they give me a job with them. And off we went, and then Pete in '67 he got offered a job with Engelbert Humperdinck, so he went off to join Engelbert, and the group folded then, and I joined a group called Lot 39. Then Pete came back to Bristol then, and he formed a group called the Rainbow People, which played at the Glen, up at or whatever they called it then, and then we toured with the Wurzels when Pete had their hits. When we toured the country then, and that's Best of British. But he said that because he joined the Wurzels when Reg Quantrill, who used to play the ukulele, not the ukulele, the banjo, he got put in prison for not paying his maintenance. So Pete came in at the last moment, and then Pete ended up staying, and he'd only been with him about a month, and Adge Cutler got killed in a car crash on the way back from the Crystal Rooms at Hereford, and then so John Miles, who was their manager and also our manager, and he manages Des O'Connor now, and Carol Vorderman, various other people, and so he's always been a big manager. He made Pete then the lead singer, and then 2 years later they had that #1 hit, Combine Harvester.
All right,
So
yeah.
that was when we then toured the country with them, doing the theatres. We went to Scotland. We went all over the place with them, you know, and then they started going to places like Canada, and our keyboard player, then he joined them as the world's MD, and so we had to get ourselves another keyboard player. But Rod, who was the keyboard player, he was a bit of a character, because we were playing at Tiffany's, what used to be the Glen Ball. They made it at Tiffany's, and they had a brand new stage, and we were due to play there. I think we were still called the Rod Owen Band then. I don't know whether it was that or Best of British, maybe Best of British. And the manager was showing us a brand new light mahogany stage. He was very proud of it, you know. And we used to do this sketch like a Frank Spencer thing, where this amplifier used to explode. But what happened is he found that it ran off the battery, but the battery was flat. So he plugged it into the mains. He filled it up with the gunpowder and put the fuse wire across it. When it went bang, it blew every light in the place out, you know. And the manager came out and was going absolutely raving mad. And then when we finished at the end of the night, there was I didn't tell you that when it went bang, everything went dark, but Rod ran out from behind the organ with his trousers on fire. that was the funny bit. But at the end of the night, when we moved all the gear away, there was a great big hole in his brand new stage, a big burn hole. He was not impressed, the manager. Not impressed at all.
Look, Mick, I want to finish off the office Christmas party, because people's asking me to play it again, so that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
All right, so I hope you don't
Tell
mind.
them to ask their local radio station to play it, especially coming up to
Yes,
Christmas.
yeah.
Or
Yeah,
go
if
online
you-
and look at the video and make a comment. That would be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, if you could do that, guys, right, I will put it up, and I'll put it on my website soon after I finish tonight. Okay? So this is Mickey, John Bow, and the Office Christmas Party once again.
Awesome.
Enjoy.
Thank you, Steve.
That's all right.
We're all our best behaving, mind your P's and Q's. Worried about the aftermath of drinking too much booze. The CEO, the sandwich girl, the cleaner, and the reps. Suddenly we're all the same when everyone is wrecked. The girls in accounts, drunk too many glasses. They think called photocopying the chassis. My room moaning an internet sensation. The girls' pride and joy displayed to all the nation. We're off to the office Christmas party. Drink, food, fun. We're off to the office Christmas party. The office Christmas party just begun. Watching the boss go shake and dancing with a red from the cafe. Who think that he's romancing his wife with a slim line tonic, not amused. I have a dreadful feeling you'll be the one accused. The DJ plays the gap band, we're sitting on the floor. And when the song is over, we all shout out for more. The mistletoe is held aloft and all the kisses start. Let's hope tomorrow doesn't bring a bunch of broken hearts. We're off to the office Christmas party. Drink, food, fun. We're off to the office Christmas party. The office Christmas party's just begun. The beer is flowing freely and we're letting down our hair. There'll be consequences, but we're really unaware of what might be tomorrow in the cold light of day. It will be on social media and we'll be made to pay. We're off to the office Christmas party. Drink, food, fun. We're off to the office Christmas party. The office Christmas party's just begun. We're off to to the Elvis Christmas party. Trick, food, fun. We're off to the Elvis Christmas party. The Elvis Christmas party just begun. We're off to the Elvis Christmas party. Trick, food, fun. We're off to the Elvis Christmas party. The Elvis Christmas party just begun.
There you go.
Well, you notice, Steve, that video's got a different ending on it. It's just because we did the first video with me telling the jokes on, and the following Christmas we did a slight remix with me dressed as Santa eating all the mince pies at the end. So
yeah, I did notice that. Yeah.
Whichever one you prefer, they're both, one's on YouTube and the other one's on my Mickey John Ball Comedy Entertainer page. So you can watch.
Yeah, that's why I played them both for, you know. So, yeah, I hope you didn't mind that.
No, not.
Mick, thanks very much for joining me again.
Oh, my pleasure.
I love seeing you. You always make me laugh, and I think you're funny. Hopefully, when your new one comes out, you know, come back on again.
Yeah, I'll send you it anyway, Steve. I'll just send you it.
Yeah.
And then you can, and if you put my a day in December, if you load that one onto your page, that would be great. You know.
Yeah, I will do. I will definitely
you got that one on email, haven't you? But it's difficult to play it onto your system as it stands now, isn't it?
Well, it's uploading at the moment, so it's just kind of like takes ages. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I promise you, it's uploaded at the moment, and soon it does, I'll be playing it like every, you know, when I can, you know, every half an hour.
Lovely.
All right.
Yeah,
but
lovely.
Mate, thanks very much. If we don't see each other before Christmas, have a good one.
Have a Merry Christmas. Everybody have a Merry Christmas. And
hope
to see you all at some time. Never be afraid to come up and say hello to me. I love talking to people. As my wife said, she said I was inoculated with a gramophone needle.
If I see you sometime, I'll buy you a beer, mate.
Oh, lovely. Thank you very much, Steve.
Thank you so much, and God bless.
All the best, Steve. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. There you go. That was Mickey John Bow. Thank you, Mickey, for joining me. There you go. That was the Office Christmas Party, the last song. In the meantime, I'll see you later on. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.